Now it's the next day that it isn't yet in real life. It'll be that day in real life in 20 minutes. Exams are coming up. It's almost time for the home shopping show. Oh, that. Crash, Mr. Maya, the brain food, work at the movies. Okay. Oh, maybe. I wouldn't remember. It's been a hot second. An irritatingly catchy song comes from the speakers. Hello everyone, welcome to the home shopping show, Tanaka's Amazing Commodities. I'm your host, Tanaka, with a live presentation of my amazing commodities. We'll show you great products at unbeatable prices, so don't touch that dial, because you won't want to miss these. Today we're introducing the Home Alone security set. That will need to be renamed due to copyright purposes. Living by yourself, feeling insecure in these treacherous times? Fear not. First up, we have the blinding flashlight, and you get 3 of them. With these, your house will be an impenetrable fortress. Oh my goodness, it's wonderful. But wait, there's more. We'll throw in this freeze spray too. Guess how many? 3. All of this just for 29.80 yen. This is a special limited product, available today only. You heard right, today only. Should I buy the blind flashlight set for? Sure, I don't. Will like blind and freeze enemies like 3 times. You got 3 goes.
Thanks, kid.
Next time we'll be introducing a beginner's home cooking set. Don't miss it. That's it for today. We're all sold out. Sorry, folks. We'll see you next Sunday. Same time, same channel. Shopping program is over. Okay. A damaging item. Oh. Okay. Well, if I need to fall back on it, then I guess I'll have the option to. Okay, so let's see here. I would want to. It said work at the movies, not watch a movie, right? Would there be movies available today? Might as well do this each day. We'll never use it unless you don't have a persona with that element. Does piss poor damage? Oh, do it as a meme at some point. So that one. No, I have 2 of those. Heal / support. I have at least 2 of all those. I don't think I have all that much in the way of good skills right now that I really want to make more of or anything. Right now it's just kind of making more inventory of different things here. I will check here. Literally just for if you don't have that element. Oh. Or you run out of SP. Mayhap. Of curiosity, I feel like tickets for today are all sold out. Hiring people have the guts to talk to anyone. You also learn about movies. Okay. Working here might help improve my academics and courage. Of curiosity. Let's see here. So it says part-time work, daytime at screenshot is just +1 courage, +1 charm. Wait, it says +1 and then in brackets +1 charm, +1 courage. So I guess that's +1 to their respective things and then plus an additional charm or courage for a total of 3. Or so, wait, what? I'm so confused. This formatting is so weird. I'll try to do some proper research into this, like, before next time, probably. But for now, I'll just do what I know works. So, if someone wants to hang out here? Oh, that's the online gamer, which, what days is she available anyway? Can I check? Doesn't say. I'm already at a pretty decent rank, but being at rank 4, so like, I think I'm fine. Here, let's just try to focus on being smart for right now. That's what we'll do. Then I'll hang out with people again soon enough. This gives me some good smarts, I think. Yeah, Prodigy Platter. Nom 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 nom. I gotta grind out that food. It'll make me smarter, I promise. Maybe it's something in the ingredients. But I'm so much smarter now. Still average. I don't know if I'm gonna be smart by the time that these exams roll around. Midterms.
Oh, it's you.
Welcome back. I'm sure you're aware about midterms start tomorrow. Since you've given so much time to exploring Tartarus, the least I can do is assist you with your studies. On that note, I've arranged a study group for today. I've already invited the others to the dorm, so if you could spare the time, I'd like you to attend. Wait. And the, game that was available. You're the answer is on Wednesdays, Saturday, not Sundays. I was about to say, could I have gotten more points by doing that? Nope. Not this time. Begin tomorrow, adequately prepared, be problematic if you neglected your studies because of our extracurricular activities. I won't fully make up for it, but we've decided to hold a group study session with everyone today. It isn't mandatory, of course, but would you like to join us? Yeah. Just a second. How's it going? That's right, midterms begin tomorrow. Those were the days, back when I used to pull all-nighter cram sessions. After all, you've got to study night to 5. Get it? Alright, save again.
Yes.
How's it going? I'll join.
Alright.
Also, when it comes to falling behind on like different playthrough stuff,
Yes.
I do technically still have Persona 3 or Persona 3 Reload, Persona 5 Tactica not finished off. I beat the game. Like the main playthrough is done, but there was a day 1 DLC that came out that I still haven't played. And I said, hey, I was just gonna do 1 or 2 more sessions of Persona 3 Reload because I'm more behind on that. And then I'll finish on Persona 5 Tactica. I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna be like, how the heck does this game even play anymore? I'll do that one of these days.
What's the matter, Yuri?
Probably before the end of the month if I can find the time.
What? Oh, it's nothing.
Kirijo-senpai, about this question here.
So yeah, I'll try to get Persona 5 Tactica finished off pretty soon. Been an even bigger gap between sessions of this game being hold on, am I phrasing things correctly? The gap between sessions of Persona 5 Tactica is even further apart than between sessions of this game here, Persona 3 Reload. But at least that one, the gap feels more warranted because it's like, I beat the game, that's the end of the story, it's just additional content. So at least the gap is a bit more natural than right in the middle of things happening here. And then you graduate, or are you just about to? I'm done with this semester. Graduation proper is technically in June, but yes, I am indeed, like, done now, is the case. Smell what?
You know what I'm talking about? There's this floral scent coming from Kirijo-senpai's direction.
Oh, if this was real life, I would hate that right now.
What you mean?
Like, I honestly kind of hate perfumes. They just irritate my nose.
I'm talking about, Sonata-san.
I'm not someone that has like deadly allergies to them or anything.
Such grace, such elegance.
I just think that they're irritating and
Fragrance of the upper class.
kind of annoying.
I'd personally
Because they just make my nose feel a little bit wonky and make me go, ugh, why?
I can almost taste the juicy tenderness.
I'd be the one person at this table that's like, yeah, can I just sit on like the opposite side of the table? Like, opposite corner from whoever's wearing perfume, please?
A beef bowl? That's what you were talking about?
What's the, what have you been doing recently then? Well, I did just get back from 2.5 weeks in Texas and Louisiana, so I couldn't exactly stream while I was away. I only got back home on Sunday. It's currently Thursday. And for the past 4 days, I've been going over to my Oma's place, like, every day, getting things ready to go into the ground, doing gardening, because I've been growing a lot of plants from seed. I still have way more tomatoes than I can use, so I'm still trying to, like, give away tomato plants to different people. And because it's the middle of May now, and the risk of last frost will be gone after this weekend, like, for anyone that's American that doesn't use Celsius, 0 is the freezing point, and sometimes it can freeze during the May long weekend, this coming weekend, and the low for Saturday is 1, apparently. So it's getting kind of cold. It should be pretty warm after this weekend. So I've been doing a lot of preparing the soil over there to get tomatoes planted. They're not in the ground yet, but I'll put them in next weekend. I've been planting things that are gonna be a bit finer with the cold, like the seed potatoes that I've been putting underground. There's nothing above ground yet. Well, there's some stalks, but just because they were so tall growing in my storage room, but I don't know if they'll keep on growing those stalks or what they're gonna do. I planted haskaps earlier today. I've been grafting the crabapple tree in my Oma's yard a whole bunch. I've been putting all sorts of different apples on there. I don't know if my grafts will take, if they'll heal and successfully grow, but if they will, then there will be a whole bunch of different apple varieties on that one tree one day. So hopefully. So I've been doing a whole lot of grafting, and that is a lot more time consuming than I thought. I made that poll in the Discord server for if that's something that people would like to see, both that and my antique vehicle stuff. And a lot of people there and on the poll I made on YouTube were saying like, yeah, would like to see that. So I was like, okay. So I got like a little tripod stand for my phone. And I've been recording a lot of this gardening stuff, which makes it take even longer because I'm like explaining my work process and stuff. So I've basically been spending like the past 4 days doing like full-time gardening work, both there and here, with like sorting out all my plants and repotting things and getting different things planted and doing a lot there. This weekend I'm gonna be helping get the pier in the lake out at the village where my family has a lake cabin at, since now there's not any worry of ice appearing on the water anymore. So we gotta get the pier in for the year and get the boat on the water. And I'm gonna graft a whole bunch of plum sticks to our plum tree out of the lake, because we used to have 2 plum trees. Porcupine came and ate through and killed one. Now there's only 1. It can't pollinate itself, so we're gonna put different varieties on there, and then it can pollinate itself, because it'll be a multi-variety plum tree if it works. We're probably gonna have to do a lot of upkeep at the cabin there too. I also needed to manage my plants on my desk at work. I work at the same university campus that I took school at. So on my desk at work, I had a lot of tomato plants and things. So I spent a couple half days there just sorting out all my plants, taking home all my tomatoes, and sorting out my haskap plants that are there, because haskaps are berry bushes. They take a lot longer to grow, but they'll live for decades. So I still have like 20-some haskap plants on on my desk at work that I kind of need to sort out and get organized for the next several months. And yeah, it's been a lot of catching up on that stuff. Congratulations on finishing school, Harmonia. Just finished master's studies yourself. Oh, nice. Congrats on that. That's awesome. It was sort of a graduation trip. What it was is last year, Guzma came and visited during August and came and hung out at my lake cabin and at Fragapalooza. And he was like, oh, you got to visit me in New Orleans next. So he initially invited me to Mardi Gras, which is in like mid-February. And I was like, that's gonna be right in the middle of my final semester of university. There's no shot like I can make that. And it's a good thing I didn't, because holy crap was I busy then. That was right around the time this game came out, and I even already near the end of February, I kind of stopped streaming it until now because I was so busy. So it's a good thing I didn't go to Mardi Gras, or else I would have been even more behind. So he was like, oh, what about Jazz Fest? Since that's like end of April, early May. So I was like, okay, I'll be done with school by then. Sure, I'll come visit you, and then we can check out Jazz Fest and see what that's like. So I asked my parents, would you like to come? And my mom was like, I'll be a little bit too busy. Things are a little bit hectic. Like, even though it'd be cool to go. But my dad, he was like, I'm feeling recovered enough from knee surgeries now. I'd like to come along. But if I'm coming along, and Louisiana, in New Orleans in Louisiana, is right close to Texas anyway, and my parents lived in Texas for 12 years. I was born in Texas. He was like, huh, how about we turn this into a whole road trip around Texas and also spend time in New Orleans? So it was initially going to be a short trip of visiting Guzma, just because like he visited me and I wanted to visit him and go do like some fun things in the area. Turned into like this whole road trip with my dad around like the Texas area. So we arrived in Houston on April 23rd. We drove over to New Orleans and spent a week with Guzma. We ended up going to the Jazz Fest. We went to a aquarium and insectarium. We went to a World War II museum. We ate at the restaurant that he works at. We did some other things that I'm blanking on right now. We went to a gardens kind of area, the official big New Orleans gardens. That was really cool. And then my dad and I drove our rental car east, and we spent the next week and a half-ish, I guess, then just exploring around Texas. We spent some time on Galveston Island. We spent a few days in Houston. We spent a few days in New Braunfels, which is this small, like, German town district thingerbob. And from there we went to different places like San Antonio. We went to Austin, maybe other places that I'm forgetting right now. Like just last stream I was showing this cool hat that I got at the Mexican market in San Antonio for 20 bucks. I got this on Cinco de Mayo in San Antonio at the Mexican market, and it's so cool. This little shiny Mew hat. So I'll put that on a shelf somewhere when I have like shelf space. So it was cool, it was fun. But now I'm coming back home to like all these projects that I'm so dang behind on. But yeah, when's the first videos that's supposed to come up? It'll probably still be a while yet, because I want to give it time to like show the results of all these things. Like, not just be like, hey, here's what I did. Did it work or not? Who knows? I want that to be in the same video. So like, it might still be a little while, because I want to show like throughout the season, hey, here's what happened. Was it successful? Was it a failure? Like just a couple days ago on Tuesday, I grafted together tomatoes and potatoes that I've been wanting to do for a while. I grew a bunch of potatoes in pots. Like I planted them just before I left on this trip, so they were a few weeks old by the time I got back. And just 2 days ago, I cut off their stalks. I stuck tomatoes on them, and they're still alive. They're not like wilting or anything. I'm keeping them moist. And if they successfully heal, then I'll have tomato fruit above ground and potato tubers underground. But videos on something like that would probably be like much later in the year, so I could show like, hey, here is the whole progress throughout the year. Did it work? And did it make like both that fruit and that vegetable? And so it might be a hot second, but yeah, we'll get that up there. Probably gonna be a pretty big video, probably, yeah. But like minor editing, I wouldn't go as ham as like a video essay, because I want to invest the time that I put into video essays otherwise. Just making more video essays is what I want to do. So I try to keep it like relatively simple and just like, hey, here's what I did, here's the results, and like some explanations along the way. But I made a whole to-do list of everything that I needed to do when I got back. And I've been checking a whole bunch of them off with little checkmark emojis on my little phone notepad here. So I got air layering balls printed out, which is a tool that you can use to like clone things like fruit trees. I didn't print them. I asked my cousin to do it because my printer's out of commission. So that's one of the things on my to-do list is fix my 3D printer. I gotta pick up some rooting hormone so I can clone the cherry trees in my Oma's yard. So yeah, air layer cherry trees, graft apple tree, almost done. There's one more stick I want to put on there, then I'm done. Graft plum tree, I'll do that this weekend. Graft cherry trees, I was gonna do that today, but it was really muddy and I didn't want to like dick around in the mud. Graft with one of my coworkers onto her apple tree. Graft tomatoes and potatoes, that's done. I did it 2 days ago. Install the carburetor on my truck, that's not in yet. It's supposed to arrive on Monday, and then I'll see if I can install that and then get my truck on the road for the first time since late last year. Hunt for PlayStation games now that I have a PS5. I did do that. I do now own a few PS5 games that I'll stream when I have time. I also want to search for some classic games, like some Game Boy Color games, since I have a Game Boy Color that I don't have any games for. Let's see here. I want to mount the plate, the Texas plate that I got down in Texas onto the front of my Fargo. That won't take very long. I have to build raised beds for my plants. I was going to start doing that today, and I just didn't have the time. So I have to finish doing those raised beds, plant all the plants. I need to, once my 3D printer is fixed, I need to print some bigger pots for my apple trees. Because my apple trees are anywhere from like this tall to yay tall for the tallest one. And they're still in just these tiny little pots. So I need to 3D print them some bigger pots and to put them in those. I need to bring tomato plants to my grandparents and my aunt and uncle. That's done. That's got a check mark on it. I need to extend a fence around my Haskap plants. That might take a day or two of work. Finish up the Scarlet and Violet DLC video essay. I haven't touched that since I got back yet. Catch up on playthroughs is another thing here. So in progress right now. Prepare for Mega LAN, which is the LAN party that's going on not this weekend, but next weekend. And I've been organizing with a couple friends of mine to finally play the SpongeBob movie games at it. So I'm working on preparing for that. I do also need to get some things organized for the GameCon Canada LAN party that I'm gonna be helping run in June. As well as, I always do a 24-hour charity stream in May. I don't have time to do a 24-hour charity stream this month. I'm gonna postpone it to June. So I'll start organizing that in the near future and figure out what I'm even doing for that, but it's gotta be June this year. I've come back to way too much stuff here. I only get back in mid-May and I have to catch up on all these things. I'm not doing a 24-hour charity stream this month, there's no way. Set up the PlayStation 5, I did that because that crazy Mad Lad Guzma got a PlayStation 5 for a decent price for his brother that, like, his brother isn't around a whole lot and apparently wasn't that interested in that. It was like, it's fine, I don't really need it. So Guzma was like, alright, I'll give it to Harmony instead, and now I own a PlayStation 5, so I got that all set up. Replace the hot end of my 3D printer, so one of these days I'm gonna have to take a day to just, like, dismantle the tool head on that thing. There's not even any lights on. You can just see kind of the white tool head there. I've had it off. I haven't turned it on since getting back from this trip. I gotta dismantle that and replace the tool head and get my cousin's help with that. Figure out graduation is on this list, like figure out what I'm doing for that. I mostly figured that out. I want to make jam out of choke cherries that I harvested last year that's still been in my fridge. I gotta ship a box of stuff to my friend from Germany, Finn, that was briefly on the channel during Fragapalooza last year. Because he kind of forgot his maple syrup here that we got for him, and we couldn't exactly ship it during the winter because it would freeze on the way and, like, maybe break the bottle. But now there's not risk of freezing anymore, so I can send that box to him. And yeah, that's my to-do list. But most of what I've been busy with for the past week has just been like full-time work gardening, pretty much, because it's that time of year. and that's what the next couple weeks are gonna look like. But once that's all done, then I'll have a little bit more. Well, no, I won't have more time because I'm gonna be working full time at the university. I've been taking this week off because I have all this gardening stuff to catch up on. So yeah, I'm done with university and just got back from a trip, and yet I find myself seemingly like, I shouldn't say busier than ever. Busier than ever would have been at the end of the semester, where I would get to stream like maybe once every 2 weeks at the most is what it kind of was like. Like, I was very, very busy there. So I'm not busier than ever, but I'm very, very busy still, despite being done with university stuff. I'm really glad I don't have to worry about studying or homework or anything like that right now. Also, it's past midnight now. It's 12:01 a.m., so now it's the 17th in real life. I got to match up by having this conversation here. Whoa, we had a match up for 2 days in a row. Let's see here. Anything you're planning on doing after graduation? It was pretty much just that, that big trip was like the graduation thing, Bob. And that's what my dad wanted to turn this road trip into as well, to like, let's show you the state that you were born in and you get to learn a lot about it. And that was pretty cool, and I did enjoy that. I think the only major thing is I want to commit a lot to my truck. I want to commit a lot to my different projects. In addition to working a lot at the university and working at this channel and helping out with Guzma's game if I have the time as like my 3 jobs essentially, I do want to commit a lot to my personal projects. I want to do a lot of plant stuff like the grafting that I'm doing right now. And I want to do a lot of stuff on my 53 Fargo truck. Like, I can't really do anything right now when it's broken down. Well, there's some things I could do, I guess, but my carburetor, the part that's broken, that injects fuel into the engine, the new one of that should be arriving on Monday, according to my FedEx tracking number. But Monday's a holiday, so I don't know what's up with that. Hold on, let's see. Did it update the date? Does it still say Monday? Let's see here. Oh, now it says Tuesday. That makes more sense because Monday is a holiday. All right, so Tuesday, by the end of the day, I should get my carburetor. So maybe Wednesday I'll get it on the road, and I'm gonna try and go ham on really, really fixing up that truck. So one friendo out at the village where my family has a lake cabin at is like a mechanical whiz. He's around my age, but like he has so many project cars all over his yard. He has made his own small vehicles. Like he just goes ham on that. So I'm gonna try and track him down this weekend while I'm out there and say, hey, do you just want to come to the city with me for like a week and just spend like a solid week working on my truck with me? And then we could get like so much done. And he's expressed interest on working on that truck before. So we might get a lot done in a short period of time, and that'd be awesome. So it'd be really nice if I could fix that up. Nice. It should be drivable once I get that new carburetor in, but still gotta fix the oil leak. The speedometer doesn't work. I've just been using an app on my phone as a speedometer. The emergency brake doesn't work, and the clutch needs adjustment. And the gaskets on the side windows need to be replaced. And I need a new glove box. And in terms of bigger things, I gotta replace like the box, the bed in the back at some point, and then like do some body work and repaint the thing, and a bunch of work in the interior. But the main like functional things, that's those. But yeah, let's see here. You have a Game Boy Color with no games either? Nice. Technically it's a Game Boy Advance, but still. So it might be a little bit easier to find games on that. After a year or two of talking about doing the SpongeBob movie game, yeah, we might finally do it next weekend. Are you planning on immediately going to a job when you aren't busy? Or, like, I can still keep on working at the university, like, essentially full-time. It sounds like there is a lot of work that's added up there, so I can keep on working there for a while. So I do want to have, like, the next several months at least to just commit to job there, making more progress on stuff here. I'd like to actually commit to being able to make video essays around here again and actually put effort into trying to grow my business of my YouTube channel. Put in effort for the first time in a long time, and be able to catch up with some of my personal projects. So I'm not immediately going and looking for a job. I'm just kind of sitting comfortable where I'm at and getting caught up here. Because if I add another job to that mix, I'm not gonna make progress in literally anything else. Like, I'd probably have to just like quit the channel completely if I did that, because all my other waking time that wouldn't be working would be my other projects here, and then not have time for doing this that I have a lot of passion doing as well. So that's what I'll do. I'll put a lot of time working at the university and start saving up for moving out for when the day comes, and see what I can put into my YouTube channel with making more video essays and actually putting effort into growing it that I haven't had the time to do in a very long time. Because as much fun as I have doing playthroughs, this kind of thing is not really what grows the channel, unless you count things like Fire Emblem Awakening and weird niche ones like that kind of have. This is just what I do for fun. This is the kind of thing that I enjoy doing and I do for the sake of doing. But, like, if I have the time, it's like, okay, well, maybe I should try making some more video essays and actually putting some effort in, like, instead of just coasting along here. But, that being said, I do still finish everything I start. So before I can commit to doing those video essays, I gotta turn this little mess into something I can control. So yeah, the first thing I streamed when I got back was Super Mystery Dungeon. Then yesterday or the day before, I did a bit of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Pretty sure this was last night. And today I'm finally doing a little smidge of this. I'm just trying to get us on top of this. I want to put in time. I want to go ham. I want to get this cleared and then only have like 1 or 2 games going at once at the most. Get this mess out of here. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on here. Got the Game Boy Advance just for Game Boy Color and Game Boy games. Does Game Boy Advance play those as well? Or I have a DS for Game Boy Advance games, so functionally it's a cheaper Game Boy Color for you. Interesting. I never owned a Game Boy Advance, so yes it does. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. My mouth is watering. Anyway, that's what's been occupying me lately, and what will continue to occupy me. So, part of me did kind of wish that university would be wrapped up, and then I'd just have, like, a summer break or something like that to just commit and go ham on the channel.
No eating until you
I don't!
get
I really don't still.
Keep your hand moving.
But I'm getting it figured out. I do have more time now than I did during last university semester. So hopefully, I can get this bazillion games that I have going on done with, and no longer have a bazillion games going on. Because holy crap, yes, I'm above average. But yeah, you want a Game Boy Color with a backlight though, but good luck, fucking luck finding that. There's Game Boy Colors with backlights? Really? That's interesting. Also, the Game Boy Color that I got, I literally got it at a garage sale. Oh, almost dropped it. Go off the shelf. Literally got it at a garage sale for 20 bucks. No games on it. So I would like to get like a Pokemon game or something like that, and then I could play this on the go, and that'd be like really cool and probably get attention from a lot of people. But the caveat was there was no back battery cover. Like the guy had completely lost it, and now there's a whole bunch of like tape goopies on the side of where electrical or duct tape or something like that was to keep the batteries in. But I searched it up online, and what do you know? There's 3D printing models for battery backplates. So I just used the shade of green that I had the closest. I actually do have some new rolls of filament now. I can probably print a color that's very close to this. My this filament I have now. Like I have on this little dragon dudo here, which is, well, that's basically the same color. I should print a new backplate in that filament. That might actually match really well. But yeah, so nothing a little bit of 3D printing can't just fix there, which is nice. But I don't exactly have any games for this thing. But yeah, I mean, it still works. It's neat, but I want something to play on it. Put this back on the shelf. Apparently one of the classic game stores around this city is moving in June, and they're having like a big opening sale at their new location. So I might just wait on my classic game hunt until June, and then my truck should also be on the road by then, so also use that as an opportunity to drive my truck around the city and break in the rusted and corroded clutch a little bit more so it keeps on working easier and easier. And yeah, so what Game Boy Advance doesn't though, unless you get a newer model. It doesn't have the Game Boy Color and Game Boy support, huh? Yeah, I had no idea that there was backlights on Game Boy Colors though. I'm glad I got smart. Just in time. Just in time. You'll love to see it.
Like a horse with a carrot dangled in its
Anyway,
face.
that's what's been going on in my life lately.
Dude, and you finally give a crap. That's all it takes.
Like I was really hoping that after university was done, I could stop just rapidly bouncing from one thing to another and not having any breathing room.
Not to eat too much before bed.
Hasn't stopped yet. But I'll gladly take this over wrapping up the final semester and studying for finals and wrapping up my last assignments and everything there. This is a lot less stressful, because it's like, even though I'm busy, there's, well, I was about to say there's nothing that has a time limit. I guess with the gardening things, it's like the sooner it's done, the better, so that the plants can establish themselves. So it's like, It's sort of a time limit, but not as strict. First semester midterm exams begin today and will last for 6 days. Okay, so we're going to be rapidly jumping ahead, and then we'll get Akihiko. But yeah, and certain models do, yes, or you can get funky worm light thing. Worm light thing, like the lights kind of cycle around, or something like that. Is that what that means?